students, my name is Kumari Neha. I am working at Bharati Dasnath Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Arkonam, and the lesson which we are going to take today is from class 6 standard physics, and the name of the lesson is measurements of mass and time. So before going into the chapter, let's see what does this measurement of mass and time means. So children, tell me what you can see over here. Here you can see that a globe. What is this? A globe. So here globe is having more weight than small particle, right? So here you will see that the weight of globe is more, that is it is higher than the weight of the stones. Why, right? What does this mean, children? And here also you can see that the level is little bit like this. This shows that the weight of the globe is higher and the weight of the stones are less, right? So for that measuring we need a mass. So children, mass generally whenever you are going outside somewhere, you will see that you want to find, for example, 1 kilo of sugar. So how you will get to know whether it's 1 sugar kilo or not? Yes, you need mass there, right? Yes. So that's why mass is required. Same way children, whenever you are taking about the atoms, molecules, the small particles which are present, there you will consider that if the atoms are more, then the mass will be high. So here in this diagram you can see children, there are two balls, right? They are small balls only, but here there is 2 atoms and here it's 2 atoms. Same way here if you are comparing, there is a bigger ball, right? But in this bigger ball you can see there is only 3 atoms and the size wise also it's looking bigger, right? But still you will see that the weight of this will be higher. That means if the number of atom is more, that will be equal to the mass more, right? This is the basic concept of mass here, right? Now let's see here what is there in this lesson. So before going into the massing and weighing, first let's see what are the equipments which we need for weighing, right? So what is this? This is known as the physical balance. What is this? This is a physical. Why it is known as physical, children? Because physically you can see here that you are weighing something, right? If the weight is high, the thing will go down, and if the weight is less, the other side will come up, right? Same way, this is known as the beam balance. You can ask me, ma'am, why this is a beam balance? Because at one point itself, it depends on the center of gravity. Where the weight will be high, that side it will move. So this is known as beam balance. Okay. Same way, nowadays whenever you are going to some ration shops, you will see that nowadays they are not using beam balance or physical balance, right? What they are using? They are using a balance like this, where you will get to know accurate value of the mass which you are taking, right? So this balance is known as electronic balance. What is this? Electronic. Why electronic? Because without electricity this balance won't work, and even if the 1 milligrams is also high, here you can see that. So that's why it is more accurate. Same way when you are taking the lighter elements, for example when you will come to chemistry lab or physics lab and we will ask you to take some few milligrams, that time you will use this kind of balance. This balance is also known as a electronic or a weighing balance, okay? So these are the common things which we are going to see here. Now let's see what are the units of balance, right? What is balance, children? Balance is mass. So whenever you are talking about the unit of mass, unit SI unit means it is a standard weight which will be seen by all over the world. So what is SI? SI is standard. Okay, though this standard unit will be followed all over the world, only then the weighing will be equal, right? For example, if I am standing here in India and I tell that my weight is this much kgs or this much grams, and someone in foreign country they say that their weight is in pounds, right? WWE you are playing, right? In that you will see that the wrestlers will have in pounds. So, to have a confirm or a same unit, you need a standard unit, and the standard unit of mass is kilogram. What it is? Kg. Here you can see that why we are saying it as SI unit, because it is system international unit. So, internationally we are using the same particular kind of unit, right children? Yeah. So, after that let us see how the units and the subunits has been divided. For example, right now I have this pen, right? Now this pen, if I want to know what is the weight of this pen, can I weigh in kgs? No, right? It will be very decimal value, right? So same way, for knowing the weight of a smaller particles, that is like this, you need a subunit. That unit is known as submultiple. What it is? Submultiple. So submultiple is used for what, children? It is used for smaller parts of anything, okay? Same way, for example, if I want to weigh a very large amount of story building, or for example, I go to village and I want to know how much grams or how many kilos of grains I want, right? There you will not take 10 kgs or 5 kgs or even 100 kgs, right? You will take in tons, right? So that is known as multiple of kg. Any unit which is higher than kg is known as multiple of kg. So what is the multiple, children? It is for heavier particle. Heavier particle, right? So now let's see how these two are getting divided with the picturization. Now see here, children, for the multiple, here you can see there are so many gunny bags, right? For example, one gunny bag has 100 kgs. So can you calculate how many kgs are there? No, right? It will be difficult. So how to do that? For that we are having some unit, and that unit is known as multiple of the kg. So here if you are saying multiple of kg, you will have 1000 kg will be equal to 1 metric ton. You would have heard about ton, right children? Ton is for heavier particles, okay? Same way, if this metric ton I want to see in quintals. So one more time, 1000 kg will be equal to 10 quintal. Okay? Now, just imagine I want to convert this into this. So, I can say that 1 metric ton is also equal to 10 quintal, and if I want to know what is the value of 1 quintal, I can write it as 1 quintal will be equal to how much, children? 1 quintal will be equal to 100 kg, right? So this is the basics of seeing how the multiple of kg is coming, right? Now let's see here for a submultiple. So when you are seeing for submultiple, for example, a medicine box. In the medicine you will see that there will be some chemicals present in your medicine, right? So can you tell me whether it's in kgs? No, right? It will be there in milligrams or very decigrams, right? Very small quantity. Because just imagine if I am giving you a paracetamol. If I tell you the content in that paracetamol is 1 kg, will you eat that? No, right? No one can eat that. So we need here milligrams. So in milligrams, here you can see that whenever you are doing the calculation, you need a submultiple. Same way, if you are taking a small ring when your mother are wearing, or even your sisters or brothers are wearing, right? Something gold or something silverish. So there you cannot use kgs. Just imagine your sister is saying, Anna, give me 1 kg of ring. Will you give? No, right? Already sister is for 13 kgs. How you'll give 1 kilo ring for her? So that will be difficult, right? So let's see what is the sub-multiple for that. So, you will calculate it as 1 gram. Generally, we are calling it in grams. So, whenever you need a 1 gram of ring, that 1 gram of ring will contain 1000 milligram. Same way, if you are taking 1000 grams, how much 1000 gram is, children? 1000 gram is equal to 1 kg. So, this is the interconversion. For example, again I want to take kilogram in milligram. So, how you will do? So, you will take it as 1000. 1000 grams will have 1000 milligrams, and the value which you are getting for 1 kg, it will be equal to 10 power 6 milligrams. So, this much amount of milligrams will be present in 1 kg, right student? So, this is the SI system thing. If the students, we have studied about how the units and subunits are being compared, right? And small multiples and multiples also we have seen. So, when you are going into the description box, here you can see that study material. In the study material, there will be answers which you have to go through once you are gone through the YouTube videos. After that, you will see that question bank. Question bank consists of only the questions present inside that, right? After that, when you are thorough with the lesson, you have to go to the self-assessment. In self-assessment, it is for 20 marks. You will get to know how much you have understood the lesson, right? Yes. So students, I hope you have enjoyed the session. Next time, we will meet again soon and see the second part of this lesson. Until, bye-bye.